stay upbeat and positive despite the 0-4 start?
I mean, we're blessed at the end of the day. You look at the bigger picture in life. We're getting paid well to play a child sport, so I think that's one. Just like I said, just looking at the bigger picture. No matter what everybody goes through, at least this is my mindset. No matter what I go through in this game, I'm always going to keep a positive mindset just because I know how blessed I am. But in kind of other terms, what I think you're looking for is, like I said after the game Sunday, we've lost 3 games by 1 score. So I think, that's a positive to look at. And I think if we clean up, turnovers, penalties, that's definitely going to put us in a better position to secure those wins instead of, saying we're close and this and that. But just, focusing on us, not our necessarily our opponents, but fixing everything that we can to put ourselves in the best position to win.
How do you think Aaron and the other coaches are handling this in terms of making sure you guys are still, following?
Same mindset. I'm not necessarily thinking I know. We, at least I communicate with AJ a lot and Tanner, and they have the same mindset as we do. Yeah, but I think to get to that point, to where we are securing those dubs, everybody has to be on the same page, and that's not only in this locker room, but that's the coaches as well and everybody else around the building. So.
AG said when it pops, like you're gonna know it. You're gonna see signs. Have you seen signs that potentially the offense and just the team in general just heading in the right direction?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we put a number of great drives together this past Monday night, and like I said, we can say we left points out there, and like I said, we just got to clean up some stuff on our end, and once we do, the W's will start rolling in. So.
You lose that power running element with Braylon Allen. How do
Yep.
you guys replace that?
Isaiah's a great back. We got Kane as well. So, like I said, since OTA, since I got here, I mean, our running back room is loaded. But definitely, praise up for my guy BA and healthy recovery and a smooth recovery too. And I think, I know the guys in the locker room will be there for him to keep his spirits up. But yeah, I think as far as just the running back room goes, I'm excited to see what Isaiah can do with a more intimate role with the offense and him being out on the field more. So.
Even though you said you left some points out there, what did you like about the offense and what you were able to do the other night?
Yeah, I think, the first drive, we started off running the ball well, a lot of explosive runs and really just moving the ball down the field, running the ball. So, that's always good. Always makes my job easier for sure when the run game gets going like that. And, just like I said, we put up, I think the first drive was 90-plus yards, and I think we did a good job 2 minutes before the end of half and at the end of the game where we put points up and kind of gave ourselves a chance to win at the end if we would have got the onside kick. So just small stuff like that. I think just small situations throughout the game just kind of, look kind of good on our end. So.
Justin, you talked about how you approach this kind of start. Do you feel the responsibility as the quarterback of this team that the guys are looking toward you?
Yeah, for sure. It's my job, as the quarterback of this team, as one of the captains, and as one of the leaders of this team to make sure everybody feels that in the locker room. So, I talked to the guys after the game on Monday night and kind of expressed that to them, and how I kind of felt. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think everybody in this locker room is in good spirits. We're ready to get back to work this week and go out there Sunday and play ball.
With your fumble, Justin, what do you need to do differently to have better ball security?
Hold on to the ball. Yeah, it's simple. Yeah, hold on to the ball.
The pre-snap penalties, it seemed like it wasn't one guy, it was just a bunch of different guys. Is that concentration lapses, or are there some procedural things that can be adjusted?
I think a few of them were, concentration. And I think others were myself. The play clock was going down, and we had a amount of motions, so I was trying to wait as long as I thought I needed to wait to move the next guy to come. You have to be set for a split second. So, but I think we talked about that with the coaches, and we're going to make a few changes on offense, just pre-snap to try to avoid those at all costs. So.
I know you've seen a ton of Garrett, but what do you think of the way he's playing, and what is it like for you that wherever you throw it, he's going to go get it?
Yeah, I mean that's been the story ever since I've known Garrett. So that's no surprise to me nor you guys. I mean y'all seen it multiple times. So I mean like I've always said, he's a great receiver, a great teammate, great person, and anytime you get that one-on-one shot with him, you want to throw it up. So yeah.
Do you, I mean, quarterbacks, I'm wondering, as a guy who obviously can run very well, do you look at your rushing stats? I mean, quarterbacks hardly ever look at their rushing stats, obviously, looking at your passing stats. Do you even look at how many you're averaging per game?
I don't really look at stats, to be honest with you. I think, I know at this point in our season, nobody's really worried about stats. We're worried about getting wins. So stats are cool and all, but we want W's on the board.
Justin, what have you thought about Mason's development here early in his career?
Yeah, I mean, Mason's – I'm glad he finally got to show it a little bit this past Monday night, but he's been doing the same thing since OTAs. Like I said, he's a very polished rookie. He surprised me. I didn't watch a lot of LSU last year, so when we drafted him, I didn't really know his game or know what kind of player he was, but he came out here and showed us who he was early by his work ethic, by his execution in practice, by his focus. He's really smart, and that's always good to have as a quarterback. And like I said, he's a smooth route runner, has natural hands, and is just a playmaker at the end of the day. So of course, glad to have him.
Saw Aaron out there with the boxing gloves during
Yeah.
the ball protraction drills. Is that new? Is that the first time you guys have done that this year?
As far as Coach Glenn have him,
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him with him yet, but no, that's something we do every day. We start our practices with ball
something
security.
You guys have done all year?
Yeah, that's something we've done all year. Yeah. How costly? Yeah, man. I mean, we talk about it every week. You turn the ball over, unless you create some, you put yourself at a severe disadvantage. So, they make it really hard to win games when you're playing against good teams, and we know that. And it just puts more of an emphasis on when you do have that ball, you're carrying the whole organization in your hands. So, something that we emphasize every week, and it's been really costly. So I hope, if it didn't hit home before, for some of the guys, it's definitely hitting home now.
You've been dealing with some difficult years here. What makes it different this time that you feel like you've been turning things around?
Yeah, I mean, the group of guys we have. I feel like, we've been building this thing. It hasn't kind of a new collection of teammates when this thing started, and we've had a good amount of time together, but it's still relatively, first quarter of the season. We're going to keep getting better, is the way I see it, and I just have faith in the plan that coach has proposed to us. Faith in my teammates. We're going to turn this thing around. We're going to get this thing going, and when it does, it's going to feel real good. So, yeah, man, I got all the confidence in the world in this group.
Are you seeing signs of potential a breakthrough, something that can really turn around?
Yeah, I mean, I see it in phases throughout games on Sunday. Each week, it's been we've shown the glimpses. It's about being consistent. It's about doing it when it's needed the most, down the stretch, third down, first drive of the game, stuff like that. So I've seen it in glimpses throughout the season, here and there, and now it's about being consistent with it, doing it when it matters most.
How do you balance? I know you're all about winning. You're putting up great numbers, and you're not winning. So how do you balance that? How do you?
As far as like
You personally, you're putting up great numbers, but you're not coming in wins. I know how much.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, this is a simple game. Like it's a winner and a loser. I wouldn't even say there's anything to balance in that case. Like I'm doing my job. It's not enough. Then it's not enough, right? And there's nothing to balance. Like let's get over the hump. Let's find a way to win, and just based off history and what I know about myself. Whenever that comes, a lot of other stuff will take care of itself. But no, there's nothing to balance. We lost. Let's get to work and let's figure out a way to get over that hump.
Garrett, what would you say to people who wonder why you extended here?
What would I say?
No, yeah. What would you say to those people out there that you see it, you have these big games, and the losing is still coming? I mean, they maybe question wow, he should have tried to go somewhere else. Why? What would you say to those people who are wondering why you decided to extend here and stay here?
I mean, on that, I would say that's a good question, man. I would just say that it's never really been about them. In my case, right? I would say that all of us in this room have had people, that thought you should go about things a certain way, go do this, go chase that. But this is about me, right? And I got to go home at night and feel good about the decisions I make, and I love it here, man. These people have bought into me since I was a college kid, not knowing what my next step was as far as football, and the fan base has dove into me. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to win at. It's not about just winning. It's about where, for me, it's about where you do it at. What role did you play in that? And I truly believe, because of the things that guys that have been around here have gone through these last few years, and what we're battling to get out of, it'll make it that much more beautiful down the stretch. I don't ever lose sight of that and lose faith in what AG, Muji, the staff, and all those, everyone here has, what their plan is.
How hard is it, as someone who won so much in college and I assume high school, to go through this every year?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, man, but I'm in control. We're in control. That's the beautiful thing about it. We got an opportunity to go out and have a good week of practice and then beat the team in front of us on Sunday. That's the mission. Beat the team. It's us on the field. It's no one else on the field. It's no one out there going to save us. No one going to go catch a touchdown for us. None of that. It's us out there. We got full control. So I would say that's the relief I feel. I'm confident in my ability and my teammates.
You've talked about legacy. What do you want yours to be?
Yeah, man. I think every year it changes a little bit just because of what the season prior may have looked like, right? And I just want to be known as resilient, someone that was out there for his teammates every week, someone that took a lot of pride in being part of the change. That's all I really want. Someone that, when players around the league talk about me, they respect the way I played the game and the fact that they know what it took to get to the point that we're eventually going to be at in this facility. I would say that on my legacy, man.
You see light at the end of the tunnel?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I know it's there. It's I'm trying to get at the end of the day the rest of people to see it, and that's going to come with time. We're gonna get it.
Garrett, the play, the pass interference they called on you,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've watched that a few times since.
Yeah.
Do you feel that officials maybe don't give you the respect that you deserve as a player of your caliber? I mean, it looked like a pretty soft ball.
I'm not going to say the respect I deserve. I think there's a PI, there's offensive PI, there's defensive PI, and it's like a judgment call. You call it, you don't. I don't think there needs to be a scale based on what you've done prior to that. Maybe that's the problem. But with that said, I got to do my part to make sure that there's no gray area, no confusion for the ref, and he's not forced to make that judgment call. At the end of the day, I probably didn't need it. And we're sitting here, who knows how the game went. So if that happens. But
So you're putting it more on yourself than it being bad.
yeah, I'll say that. I didn't need it. I'll clean that up and I'll catch it without using none of that. You know what I'm saying? Make it easy on the ref.
AG kind of talked about, breaking through and, when you see it, you're going to know it. And have you seen signs that, potentially like this could really get turned around pretty quickly?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just the way that we just continue to just attack every day, whether it's just how we come, how we are in the buildings, how attentive we are in the meeting rooms and everything like that. It's early in the season, but obviously none of us want to lose, so that's not an excuse, but that's what the reality is. So it definitely can get turned around, like our practice habits, everything that we do. So we definitely got faith in that.
Not just you, but as a defense, you guys have no takeaways. How surprising is that? What do you have to do differently as a defense to get the ball?
I mean, it's very surprising. We just got to be more cognizant of the ball. I know we had a couple opportunities in the past game earlier in the year. I think the Steelers game or Buffalo or both. But there's other ways to get it, If it's a run play, just searching for the ball, trying to get punch-outs. Just finding a way to get the ball in. I've just been a part of, so many years of, the ball being on the ground, and I just feel like we never recover, fumbles. So I feel like whenever we get one of those, just one fumble recovery, it's going to turn all the way around, in terms of the takeaways. But that definitely is surprising because the ball has been on the ground. I say that because the ball has been on the ground a few times this year, and we haven't really got it.
We see Aaron was punching the ball today on the offensive side. Do you guys do stuff? Do you do drills offensively, similar?
Oh, for sure. We've definitely been doing it even more now, So, yeah.
how would you assess, like, one quarter of the season, how would you assess the way you're playing right now?
Straight, giving up a couple catches here and there. Got a few penalties, and I don't like getting penalties, but obviously I play a certain way. I'm very aggressive, so I feel like teams know that. But I just don't like giving nothing up. I don't like giving no catches up. Waller got lucky. He got lucky when we played the Dolphins, so there's just certain things like that. But, yeah.
How do you manage that? Because you're an aggressive player that sometimes can be a little bit handsy. But how do you just manage that where you're not committing some of those penalties?
Just being mindful of it, I guess. The crazy thing is sometimes it take you getting one to be like, okay, but then you got different groups coming in, and then it's like you also got to deal with the other side, which is the receivers pushing off and certain things like that. All right, now how do I combat that? Like when they push, can I pull? Oh, when they push, if I pull, they're gonna call it on me still, because this is what they do. So, people want to see points on the board. So, if it's ever close, it's gonna be on the corner. So, yeah.
Did you ever hear from anybody, whether it be the league, Aaron, if you said that teams that you get officiated differently?
No, I ain't heard from nobody.
Do you feel like you guys aren't getting a fair whistle?
I'm not even gonna speak too much on that because y'all caught me in a rare moment when I was angry. So y'all caught me. Y'all got lucky. I actually was frustrated during that time.
But there were some replays where I think there was a play with Mason where he got hit on the ground 2 seconds after the whistle and the call on Garrett.
What you think about it?
The other night, sure, got a bad whistle.
Okay. No, that OPI was crazy. Because I'm gonna say why it's crazy because I just get pushed so much at the top of the route. I get receivers pushing off me at the top of the route so much. That's why that was crazy. I'm not gonna say why it was crazy, but never mind.
You said Darren Waller got lucky. Why do you say that?
I mean, anytime somebody catch the ball on me, especially if it's for a touchdown, but just catching the ball on me in general, that's my mentality. All right, caught it one time, you ain't gonna catch another ball.
So you thought you should have made that play?
Yeah, I think I should make every play. If I'm close to it, I feel like I can make every play. I'd have had me and my coach then got into it. Not really got into it, but he done been you don't owe me an explanation as to why somebody just caught a 5-yard catch on you. I remember DK, I don't know how he got that ball on the ground. He you don't owe me an explanation. And it's just he would tell me, you human. And I'd be like, I don't think that way. I think that I'm just a different species. That's just how I am. I don't like giving nothing up. So
are you disappointed with how you played then?
Yeah, anytime. All 4 games. All right, DK caught a ball on me, disappointed. Anybody catch the ball on me, disappointed. You catch the ball once, you ain't gonna catch it again. You catch it twice, you damn sure ain't gonna catch it 3 times. So.
AG has talked about you guys need to win points going up against Dolphins. It's put a lot of points on the board.
Just playing our style of football, especially on defense. So, yeah.
Football stuff. You talked about the different crews coming through and that kind of thing. What kind of scouting is it for you guys, knowing these are going to be the group of officials? This is what they tend to call.
No, I don't think like that no more. Everybody calling defensive pass interference, illegal contact hold. It's not. I'm not thinking like that. Everybody calls that. You might have some that might call a couple OPIs, but that's rare. Everybody is calling. Just look around the league at corners and their penalties, and y'all will see it's getting called. Nothing against the officials, but those are things for sure that are going to get called.
Do you think, obviously you feel like it makes it much harder to play defense?
I mean, corner are already the hardest position to play in the league, so that don't make it no easier, especially being somebody like my size, being aggressive and, receivers built just like me, but they can be more aggressive, when it comes to, trying to get open. So, no.
So you said the call on Garrett was crazy. He said it's on him to not even give them a chance to make the call.
Garrett said that?
Yeah.
That's just like Garrett is going to do that again, for sure. If Garrett is in that situation, he's going to do that. And it might not get called. It's probably not going to get called. Garrett is not just going to, like, fade and just not, because that just allows the corner to just get closer to him, make him have to try as hard, like, twice as hard to make the catch. So, I mean, that was a great answer by Garrett for sure. But, you know, he's going to do that again for sure.
Thank you, everybody.